Rob Reiner never intended to make a sequel to this, is Spinal Tap. For decades, he resisted the temptation, despite the cult status of the original mockumentary and the unrelenting pressure from fans. The film was lightning in a bottle, a perfectly timed satire that launched a genre and immortalized a fictional band. Reiner was adamant. No sequels. It was sacred, he once said. You don't touch it. But something changed, something unexpected. It wasn't another studio pitch or a lucrative deal that broke him down. It was Stranger Things. More specifically, it was Kate Bush's 1985 single, Running Up That Hill, and the surreal moment when it rocketed back to the top of the charts nearly 40 years later, thanks to its placement in the fourth season of the Netflix series. Reiner watched in disbelief as a song, thought to be a relic of the past, not only found new life, but exploded into pop culture with a vengeance. Teenagers were singing it. Parents were downloading it. Radio stations were spinning it like it was a new release. Bush herself re-emerged as a household name for a new generation. It was like watching a ghost come back to life, Reiner later said. That moment planted a seed. If a song like that could resurface and dominate the charts decades later, could a film like Spinal Tap have the same kind of resurrection? The question haunted him. He started rewatching old footage, flipping through notes, reminiscing about the original shoot. He thought about David Street Hubbins, Nigel Tufnell, and Derek Smalls. He imagined where they'd be now. What had become of them in the age of TikTok and YouTube and AI-generated music? How would they handle a world where rock gods were replaced by viral influencers? The more he thought about it, the more the walls he built around the idea of a sequel started to crumble. Then came the reunion. It wasn't planned. Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Christopher Guest met up for a charity event. One thing led to another, and they performed as Spinal Tap. Just one song, unrehearsed, messy, glorious. The crowd erupted. Phones were raised. Clips went viral. Suddenly, people were asking again, where's the sequel? Reiner couldn't ignore it anymore. He reached out to the trio. They were cautious. Guest, famously elusive, wasn't sure. Shearer rolled his eyes. We've done it, he said, but even they couldn't deny the thrill of seeing Spinal Tap back in the spotlight, even if only for a few minutes. Reiner made the pitch, a film not just about a reunion tour, but about aging, irrelevance, and the absurdity of trying to matter in a world that's moved on. We're not just doing Spinal Tap to you, he told them. We're doing Spinal Tap now. Old men, old riffs, new chaos. The hook was simple. Tap was invited to play one last gig, a tribute concert for their manager, Ian Faith, who had recently passed away, mirroring the real-life loss of actor Tony Hendra. They hadn't played together in years. There were rifts, misunderstandings, lawsuits. Reconciliation wasn't just emotional, it was contractual, and yet they had to do it, because in their minds, they were still gods of rock. The story unfolded easily from there. Reiner, reprising his role as Marty DiBergi, would once again document the band's return, camera in hand, capturing everything from rehearsals gone wrong to ridiculous tech mishaps. The amps would still go to 11. The egos would be larger than ever, and yet, beneath the parody, there would be an unmistakable note of poignancy. Time had passed. They were older, grayer, and a little more broken. But the fire, however dim, was still there. Once word got out that Reiner was seriously considering the project, industry interest surged. Netflix made an offer. Amazon circled. But Reiner wanted to do it his way. Small budget, creative control. Let the band be the band. Kate Bush remained at the center of his mind. He saw the parallel. Bush never tried to be relevant. She never chased fame or followed trends. And yet, her music endured because it was honest, strange, and unforgettable. That's what Spinal Tap was too. Not a trend, but a truth, however absurd. A mirror to the music industry's delusions of grandeur. In many ways, Stranger Things did more than just revive an 80s anthem. It revived the idea that some things are timeless, not because they're perfect, but because they're real. Because they connect, decades later, to new hearts and ears. For Reiner, that realization hit like a power chord. Spinal Tap wasn't a one-hit wonder. It was a reflection of a world that never quite disappeared. And the sequel, it wouldn't be about reclaiming the past. It would be about laughing at the present, honoring the chaos, and reminding everyone that even when the world forgets you, you can still show up, plug in, and blow out the speakers. He'd broken his own rule, and he was okay with that, because sometimes the amps just have to go to 11 one more time.